Hello, and welcome to this Dynamics 365 Business Central video. In this video, we're going to look at the Receivables module. From the home page in Business Central, I'm going to click on the Sales link, and then we'll look at the customers. When you click on that link, you're brought to a list of the customers that have been set up inside the system. And I'm going to change my view of these. I want to look at them instead of as tiles. I just want to see a list of all the values. I'm also going to enable my fact box. So over on the right hand side, I can now see information about my relationship with that particular customer. Posted transactions, open transactions, historical payments, balances, etc. All of that's captured for me here in the fact box. If I drill back into the customer record itself, you can see that it's organized into a general tab with the name and number, the address and contact information, invoicing, payments, shipping, etc. Each of these values that we create here will allow us to simplify the process of transaction entry. So something like creating the posting groups, whether it's the general business posting group or the customer posting group, having that created in advance with the GL accounts defined means that the user does not have to enter that information into the transaction. They're not going to have to hand code anything. I'll close that invoicing tab again. In the payments tab, I'm going to specify when I expect my money, what are the payment terms, and how do I expect to be paid by that vendor. Am I going to be printing statements for them? All the details around payments and the processing that goes with those. From the customer card, I can create a new sales invoice just by clicking on the new document link and then saying I need to create a new sales invoice to reflect a transaction that's occurred between myself and this customer. We'll pull over all of the customer master information from the card, so the name, the contact info, the dates, etc. And then down in the lines section, I'll need to specify exactly what it was that I've been selling to this customer. And in this case, we sold them a couple of desks. The item master has pulled up a lot of information for me automatically, the unit of measure, the expected cost, the sale price, etc. In this case, we'll just go ahead and book through that we've sold them a single desk. And if I scroll further over to the right, I can start to see some of the dimension codes that we use to get more details about a transaction for reporting and for analysis purposes. This transaction is now complete. It's ready to be posted. Before I do that, I do want to do a quick little preview of the posting. This will allow me to see if there are any errors or any problems with the transaction before I attempt to post it. And if Business Central did find any errors or problems, they'd give me a message that detailed what the problem was and how I would go about fixing it. In this case, it takes me straight into the preview where I can see the general ledger entries that would be hit, the customer and item ledger entries, etc. So I know there's no problems trying to get this posted. I'll go ahead and click the post button then. As that transaction completes posting, it's now in the posted invoices group and has been moved. I can now view that posted invoice. You'll see here now that all of the details are grayed out for me. I can no longer make any edits to this transaction. It's been completed, but I can see all the details that go along with that. I'll use the back arrow and go back to the customer card, back to that home page. I can do additional details here. Maybe I need to communicate with this vendor about something, so I can send them an email. If I return to that new documents, maybe I need to create a credit memo for them of some kind. The last thing that I want to talk about here in this video is something like an aging report. So let me do a search function real quick, and I'm going to do an aged accounts receivable. There it is, my aged accounts receivable report. The defaults come up based on the last time I ran this particular report. So what was it aged by? We're looking at the transaction date. We're doing 30-day aging periods, and I'll go ahead and preview that. Send that up to the screen, and you can see the details of my relationship with my customers, who owes me how much money and what period of time it is owed from. I'll exit back out of this. Again, if I need to ever go back for historical purposes, I have all of my posted transactions, invoices, credit memos, shipments, so all of that history for my relationship will be maintained, and I can always manage that as I need to going forward. I'll thank you very much for your time in watching this video.